This is just a random sampling of people that connected their Google Search Console, but I'm gonna YOLO it in. Ka-chow, right? Just like, God, I love it. I love it so much. Predictably, this works. It doesn't ever tank you. This is RivalFlow. This is your RivalFlow. This is actually somebody coming in with a page that tanked, and then they're publishing the RivalFlow, and then guess what? Even no matter how you slice this, it's higher than it was when it came in. Boom, there's your RivalFlow. God, I love it. Here you got a page on the decline, comes down, we publish, and then bam, we're back up, and we're back up higher than we ever started. I think that we're just producing net positive outcomes. Boom, that one's us. I love this job. And it's really a joy to me to actually have produced something that creates this absolutely provable result. Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Mike Roberts, founder and CEO of both SpyFu and RivalFlow. So this is the video that I've been wanting to make for you for a very long time. About 3 months ago, we made it so that RivalFlow customers could connect to their Google Search Console account and start pulling in the data. And so we made this visualization where you could see the before and after. But what I wanted to be able to show you is not just accounts that we can, like ours. I wanted to be able to show you all customer accounts, because when I look in the data, I have access to it. It's amazing. It's really very consistently good. Everything about RivalFlow that we promise actually holds up. And so I kind of carefully designed how I could approach this video so that I could really convey that to you, right? I'm a skeptic, and I think that you should be, because to be honest with you, anybody can make a chart that's like this. And if you're putting something out on the internet where your chart doesn't go up and to the right, then who are you, right? So I think it's healthy to be well, you're obviously cherry picking. So what I've done is I've made it so that I can actually show you all of our actual customer accounts without disclosing any of their data. So what I did is I built this Chrome extension. You can see it's pretty crappy, but what it does is it blurs everything out on these result pages. And so when I scroll down, all the keywords are blurred out, everything's blurred out, the website's blurred out. I can even go and look at these results, right? In here. So these are all of the writing projects that they've done and the results for all of the writing projects that they've done. And everything remains perfectly anonymous. So then what I did is I put all of our customer accounts that have ever been done in chronological order and completely anonymized it. So I don't know who's who in here. All there is in here is this random writing project ID, and then this URL over here, which I don't know anything about, right? So I'm going to be able to just click on these things and show you actual real customer results in real time, completely anonymized. And I'm going to do it for a very long time. And so you'll know that I haven't rehearsed anything. So this will wind up being a super long video. If you want to skip ahead, I don't know, 30 minutes, I'll still be doing it and you'll still be seeing really good results, because every day all the results are really amazing. And even the ones that aren't amazing aren't bad, right? We don't do any harm. The RivalFlow first directive is first do no harm. And the amazing thing and the wonderful thing to me, the thing that brings me a lot of happiness, personal happiness, is that we pulled it off. Everything goes up and to the right and nothing really tanks. Sometimes we get a lot of, some sideways action, but that's kind of the worst outcome. So stick with me. I'm going to cut here, and then I'm going to do a completely uncut thing, just almost like a live stream, going through chronological order. We're going to start in July and start moving forward so that you can see stuff with long histories and so on. All right, so we're going to get started with July, and the reason I want to start with July is that I feel one of the questions people have is, okay, so I see that we get this initial bump, but is it going to stick around? Is it going to last, right? And so I feel that's a reasonable question. So 3 months gives us a good amount of time to see that, but also not so much time that when we're just kind of drawing a line down the middle that we're, that other things are happening before and after that aren't really related to the RivalFlow publish. So all right, let's get started. You might not be surprised that I actually already know this result, but this is pretty common. This is pretty sweet, right? This is an unranked piece of content. I'll do a whole nother video on unranked content, but here's one that didn't have any traction at all, and we're basically going from 0 to 1 and then just going to the moon. This is not abnormal, okay? So RivalFlow just kind of does this over and over again. Here we go, just like what we want to see. Let's see some more. Just going to run through all these as fast as possible, right? This is one of my favorite things. This is why I love my job, right? Here you got a page on the decline. It comes down, we publish, and then bam, we're back up. And we're back up higher than we ever started, right? This is what we see. This is what I see every day, and I'm finally able to share it with you. All right, let's do some more. Okay, there we go. That's the standard, like, this is normally what I expect with the RivalFlow thing, right? Like, just this sort of like, it takes a little bit of time to pump up and then it goes. That's what the shirt does. You get it? Yeah, boom, right? I've always thought that it doesn't happen like on the day, but oftentimes as you'll see, it kind of happens pretty fast, pretty early in the process. There we go. Another one on the way down, boom, publish, going up. Love it. All right, let's make it so that there's no way that I know what I'm looking at. Right? Let's. Okay, there we go. Look at that. 0 to 1. Again, love it. Jeez. Okay, so let's have a look at these guys. Right. So this is their overall account. I mean, we could look at this one, but I feel like I'd be cherry picking. Let's go to the bottom. Let's see like what the worst thing that they have is. Right. Everything's good, right? Like this is a good account. This isn't an abnormal account. This is pretty typical. I see a lot of people doing a lot of things and getting a lot of, okay, so their worst one, let's have a look at their worst one. Okay, so you would think that this is bad, but this is actually somebody coming in with a page that tanked, and then they're publishing the RivalFlow, and then guess what? It comes back. Okay, so this is our worst case, but it's actually good. If we take this off into the future, it's going to wind up being good for them. I mean, we can look at the next worst one, but I mean, let's just go and look at some more things here. Again, boom. Boom. Okay, well that's like middling, but look, it's coming down, it goes up, and then guess what? Even no matter how you slice this, it's higher than it was when it came in. Let's move down. Let's like move to a point where where you're like, oh, my, whatever, right? Boom. I mean, let's look at this account. I have no idea what it's going to be. I have no idea. This is that same account, actually. That's interesting. Random. Nice. We'll look at this one, see if we can get it. It's not the same. Okay, cool. So here we go. Look at this. Lots of good results for them. And so now at the bottom, okay, look, let's have a look at this one. I have no idea what's going to happen here, guys. No idea. This is back in March. Okay, so this is kind of like their worst thing, right? But this is something that's on the decline, and basically what happened is, I don't know, we just weren't able to help them. This is just kind of like, our numbers show that this is terrible for us, but realistically what this is for us is pretty much flat, right? They came in here and kind of exited there at the same level. Ultimately, this is something that's like on the decline. So this is kind of like the worst thing that we see. I clue into these. Like, these are the things that I look at every day. Is anything bad happening, right, to any customers? I want to make sure that we're doing the best we possibly can. I have no idea what these are. Okay, this is badass. Okay, so this is... I want to take credit for this, right? But whatever. Anyway, like it is what they may have published one here. It kind of looks like the RivalFlow thing, but I'm not going to take credit for something. What I'm going to say is that what you see is either ups or flat, right? You're not seeing anything that's tanking, and when you do see the things that are tanking, it's basically coming in that way, right? It's just, we're just not able to turn it around. There we go. That's an interesting one, right? I mean, this is an interesting one where it didn't hold, but if you look at what we have before and then what we have after, we're clearly bigger than, like, this is higher than this. Even though it looks like it fell, yeah, I mean, okay, but, this is still, like, not a bad result, right? I'll take it. Let's go down some more. I'm gonna at least at some point I'm gonna get us into the recent past, so that so we can because whatever happened in November or July happened in July. Like, let's see some things that happened recently, right? Okay, well that's a weird one. I mean, but no, that's fine. That's good. I mean, this is actually a decent amount of impressions and such, and here we are, just like kind of giving this thing a rebound, a rebirth. This is dwarfed by these spikes that it has. But I imagine if we could squeeze this thing down, this chart would actually look pretty amazing. You probably like have something that's coming. You have something that's like coming in like that's up, and then it's down. They're coming to us, and we're fixing it, right? That's what that ultimately looks like if you change that chart around a little bit so that you eliminate these giant spikes. Boom. 0 to 1, almost 0 to 1. They ranked a little bit. I guess it wasn't an unpublished page. Occasionally what you'll see is, yeah, so, okay, I was literally, I was about to say, occasionally what you see is that customers will hit the like they actually, in order to set this line, the way that works is that you have to complete a project. So if you're a RivalFlow customer and you haven't hit complete project, nothing's gonna show up here for you. And when it does, this line is going to show up on the date that you hit the publish. Now you can come back in here and actually change the publish date, right, to the correct one. And so sometimes you see, I mean, I don't know what's actually happening here. There's definitely cases where I know that the bump, I mean, I can look and see in the database, I can see that the writing project was created like a week ago, and then they hit publish, and so they probably published before and so we're not getting credit for some of the stuff. But you know, whatever. As long as things are going up for customers, that's all I care about. Let's see. Shall we look at one more here? Oh, you know, I should look at some. Okay, so this one's relatively flat. Let's have a look at their overall account. I mean, by the way, I said that was flat, and let's not undersell that. This is actually up, right? So this is up, and we got these spikes, but like this is basically an up. Okay, but let's have a look at the overall account. I have no idea what I'm going to see here. Zero idea. It's not possible for me to know. Okay, good times, good things, good things. Yes, love it, love it. This is good, right? I mean, we can go and look at their worst thing. I know that you guys probably, you know, it's like mildly terrifying to me. You know, not really, but like, whatever, we're doing it live. Let's find their worst one. Okay, so they've got some that don't have results because they published them very recently. Oh, what did I just, oh, my bad. I clicked on it, I didn't mean to. Let's go all the way to the end. What's their worst thing? Okay, there's their worst one. Let's see what happened. I mean, things can happen. I have like 285 really good. See, you guys, I have no idea what's going to happen, right? Like, but ultimately, this is like a thing that's on the decline, and there's nothing that we weren't able to save it. It really isn't. This is their worst result, right? This is the real deal. That I'm selling you the real deal. I'm not giving you any BS. Okay, let's go to recent times. I'm gonna go to like a month ago. Today is October 15th. Let's go, October 15th. So these are recent things. Boom. Right? You wanna look at this customer? I have no idea who it is. I've not rehearsed this at all. Look at that. So we got something, I mean, I don't even look at this one, who cares? Like, here's the thing, guys, is if we did tank something, if we did, first of all, I would know about it right away. Like, that's what I do. But second of all, if it happens, just roll back, right? If somehow that happens, just undo. Oh, I guess I'm gonna go look. Okay, no, it's not even us. So, you see what I mean? The publish, it happened after we published. It happened before we published. So here we go. Let's look at some more. Love it, love it, love it. Am I gonna 100% always take credit for this? They may have been on the upcline, the uptrend. I don't know. Like, they are on the uptrend. We may be this may be correlation. We may not have caused this, but what I can tell you is we didn't tank it. Oh, what did I just do? Boom. I'll take credit for that one. That one's us. That one's us. I love this job. I love this product. God, you guys. Let's look at this. Let's look at this account. I have no idea. Again, I have no idea who these are. I have no idea who these are, and then, like I have no idea. This is so good. Let's go. Every time I'm excited and like surprised and whatever, you know, like it's just it's pretty rad. Let's go. Let's see. I mean, these people should be probably using it more, right? Like, look at this. Let's go. Okay, so this one, maybe you got, I mean, it's up. I mean, you know, it's that's maybe like, I'd call that like a bad result, but like that's about as it ain't bad. Let's go. I mean, the more I get super recent, the problem is that we may not have enough time to see an actual outcome. I mean, sometimes things happen pretty fast. So here, this is us, you know, that's the RivalFlow look, right? Let's have a look at this customer. Okay, so see, these are relatively new customers, and so these are newer accounts. Maybe I should go back in the past to get a bit. Like, I mean, I'll do anything you guys want me to do, right? Like, I'm going to just go someplace else and randomly land wherever. And, just here we go. Okay. Something maybe middling, but like if anything, this is up. Oh, I don't know. That could be us. That could be down or something. I mean, maybe that's a bad result. Let's look at their overall account. Might be bad. Mixed. I mean, obviously we're still winning, but their newer accounts, like honestly, sometimes it takes a month or more in order for things to like come in and be what we want them to be. Whatever. Boom. Okay, so this is a case where it looks like everything good happened and then it reverted. But let's keep in mind that we're at like 350-ish, no, 300 on the way in, and then now we're coming out at 500, 600. Okay, so like this is still a 2x, right? Like even though this chart looks like it's coming back down, if you go from here to here, right? Like we get this initial burst, but if you go from here to here, you're still getting a 2x lift. It's good. Even the bad things are great. Yeah. All right, we got almost look at that, and it's a recovery one, like right down, and then boom, suck it. That's amazing. I shouldn't say that out loud. Sorry. It's awesome. Okay, let's go. Let's look at this account. All right. You guys, I love you. I don't know why anybody ever cancels this product. I feel like hopefully where should we go? You want to go back to the very, very beginning, like early days? I don't even know what happens in the early days. But if you, I guess we're going to find out. Good things, right? Who knows if this so this is a long-term thing, right? So this customer obviously won, and I mean we could look at their worst outcome, but I don't really think you can see what's going on here. Yeah, I mean this is an up and to the right. I think that the stuff that's more recent is probably more relevant to us, but this gives you like a really broad scope of like does it go up, does it go down? I can go back further. Let's go back to like last year, right? Just for the sake of YOLO, right? There's a good one. I don't know what this account looks like. This account looks really good. I mean, look at this. I have no idea what I'm looking at. I'm not like even this customer is disengaged, right? They haven't posted anything since 2024. They should have. They have like the most success of any product probably that they could ever hope for. But it looks like March, right? This customer may have canceled, right? They can't have canceled. I don't know exactly what's going on here, but they're having great success and may not know it, And that's kind of why I want to make this video so that you guys understand, like, I get it. I think that the thing is that you get in here and you're like, okay, cool, I kind of buy into this, but does it actually have results? And that's why I'm making this video. I want you to understand that, like, predictably, this works. It doesn't ever tank you. It consistently wins. It's won for an entire year, right? Like it keeps winning. It currently is working. And I know that it's like a little extra work and like it's kind of like the annoying maybe work that you don't want to do, like the copy and pasting stuff. It's not as glamorous as like making new content. But this is the overall premise of RivalFlow. Actually works predictably well. And like you're getting like the kind of lift that I promised, right? It's like 2x lift is what I've said. You see things here where you're looking at like 10x lift, right? And I've said stuff like, oh, you get this kind of chart, like you get this kind of lift chart about 30% of the time. But the reality is when you actually go, and that was kind of what I thought before I was able to like really do it this way, before I was able to like just click and click and click and click and click. I mean, the reality is that the results are better than I thought. They're just absolutely ridiculous, right? Like, I mean, I think that they speak for themselves. I'm going to just keep clicking around until I have I have a thing in about 10 minutes, so I'm gonna bounce it in about 10 minutes. I'll come back and keep streaming through this, right? Like, this is probably, so this is a customer, I'm almost certain that they have done this multiple times. One weakness to our product is that you can't, that when we like record only like the last time that you publish. So if you published here and here and here, we're going to show the last one. It's kind of like we'll fix it eventually, but we got this thing out the door, and so especially with these older customers, it's very likely that they've published multiple times, and I see in the data that happens, and this looks like it could be one of those cases. Sometimes when I get like a similar one back to back, oftentimes people will close out the same one. No, that's not it. I have no idea. I just know that sometimes this happens. March, you know? I mean, you guys probably, maybe I can go and look at like some of the most recent stuff. Okay, boom. Let's look at this account. Killing it. Right? So like we're crushing it. And you know, every once in a while something might go down a little bit. But I mean, and okay, maybe this is us. Maybe this is actually literally our fault. Probably not. It's probably just randomness. But I mean, obviously we're killing it in the aggregate here, right? Let's look at stuff that's like as recent as possible. And I'm going to say that could be like November, maybe. We're not going to get a lot of things, guys, but you may want that. Let's see. Oops. You know, I mean, like just for the sake of whatever, let's just randomly grab something in the middle. Boom. You know, I can't rehearse this. I can't possibly rehearse this. I don't know who this is. I should. You guys probably want to know. Look, okay, so they got, you know, but look. Let's go. Let's see. We wanted to go to November. Yeah, so like probably like November 1st would be, maybe we could get results. It's like the results aren't going to be, you'll see. Okay, so yeah, we're going to get these, those kinds. Here's the customer. No, they have nothing that's declined. Nothing. 100% lift. Oh, man. This is so nice. Randomly. Yep, something. I mean, it's still lift. What is that? I mean, it's subtle, but it's there. It's actually on the decline, you know? You know, okay. See, so sometimes, so this is what happens is that once we're too new, then it has to do its like collecting thing. So we don't display results until it's actually live. Until we've got enough history, until we've got enough future, essentially, right? Because we have to be able to compare to the past in order to draw that line down the middle. Let's look at Halloween. It's 0 to 1, dude. Like, you're going 0 to 1. I mean, keywords, clicks, right? Like literally clicks is 0 to 1. I mean, this is what you're talking about here is ranking a piece of unranked content, possibly something that has been sitting around for a long time in the backlog, probably published for a long time, and we just managed to get it ranked for them. I mean, like, this is like what I've been trying to do my entire life, right? Like, ultimately help people out. Make their business more profitable, get them traffic. This is like RivalFlow is delivering everything that I've ever wanted it to deliver. Let's look at this customer. This looks like actually that same customer. That happens occasionally, right? When they're high volume or whatever. Or you're looking at the same days, or like the charts kind of look similar. It's because they're basically using it on all their unranked content and actually getting those results. Same customer there. Yeah, they probably hit complete on all these. They may have done them all in the same day, or they may have just hit the publish. Or it might be that what I'm showing you here is them doing multiple writing projects. I didn't notice whether or not that's actually the same exact result, but what they could have done is try and try and try again. That I've seen, and it's amazing. Like if the first time that you publish, it doesn't work, try again. Just keep trying until you get that lift. I've seen customers do it 3 or 4 times, or I've seen them do it, the maximum I've seen them do it before they get lift is 3 times. So they'll publish a writing project and nothing happens. Then they publish another one and nothing happens. And then the third one, they get that like huge lift, the 10x lift kind of look. Where was I? Oh, right here. You know, just going. Boom. Let's look at this customer. Hopefully they're different. Yeah, there we go. Look. Like, right? Like, I don't know who this is. No idea. I mean, we can look at their writing projects and see their successes, and this is probably one of those where they publish multiple times. Boom. This is almost certainly one where this was off, right? So they definitely published here, got the lift, and it went back down, you know, and that's a bummer. But this was a 0 to 1, right? So this is like, this is a case where they had unranked content and they went from 0 to 1 and back to 0. You know, it's also very small data, right? Sometimes I like to look at the ones. I would like to sort these and show you the biggest wins. I'll do that actually in another video. I do have to bounce. And what I'll do is I'll come back and show you kind of like some best ofs. If you want to see that, right? Like what I'll do is I'm going to keep doing this, and then maybe at the end of this, I'll show you some best ofs. But I do have to run to, I got to do a podcast. So this is going to be the only cut, but I will come back and pick up where I left off. All right. I'm not quite sure where I left off. That was a pretty long podcast I was on, but it's like dark out now. I don't know if you guys can tell by the change. I don't know if there's any change in my lighting or not. But yeah, here we are, still going. Excellent results. Good one. Let's have a look at these guys. So pretty strong. Lots of these. Okay, so this is an interesting one, right? So, you know, pretty good gains on these. 787 of them. So this is one way to kind of like, you know, BS detect what I'm doing here as well, right? Like this is just one account. They've done 787 of them on not even, and this is just one website, right? So let's look at how this worked. I mean, these are going to be gains. I'm not really going to click into these. Let's go find out though where it stops. Okay, so at some point down here, we have some hypothetical losses. Now, look at the magnitude, right? What we're talking about at the very top was like 70, this was 72,000 impressions or something like that, like 500 clicks, that kind of thing. Down here at the bottom, okay, so like the worst case scenario was a loss. This is our worst situation, a loss in, it's like a 1/10 of our gain in impressions that we got, but then it was still a gain on keywords and clicks, right? And some of these things that are losses, you know, so this was a loss, but this actually happened, like this, I mean, okay, maybe this is us, right? Like maybe this is us. And if this happened, you could roll back, right? But ultimately it wound up being a gain on clicks. Oh shoot, it takes a while to get back all the way back down here. I'd like to like reverse this. Oh, I guess I could do it like a reverse search and a reverse sort on this, and just kind of drill into all these for you. But I guess this is like kind of more often what I see is like the bulk, you know, the whole thing comes from, the whole loss actually comes from, you know, something that happened before we actually got involved. I mean, that one that we, you know, the previous one maybe. Do a reverse on, do it, there we go. Yeah, I'll do that. Should do that more often, right? So yeah, like, oh, this is probably that same one, actually twice. Yeah, see, this is actually, okay, yeah, so here, that's sort of the thing that we're seeing, right? So the key is, we got 787, almost 800 of these. 650 of them are unequivocally good. And then most of those that are hypothetically not, like our worst case scenario is like a 10% loss relative to the gain that we had, right? And so we have a 90% gain, and net gain. And then ultimately, most of these are not really even losers that we caused. They're just losers that just like the data shows more on the left side of our chart than on the right side, right? So anyway, that's another way of sort of evaluating, am I blowing smoke? Right? I'm just trying to be as transparent as I possibly can. This is literally just what our customer stuff looks like. Everything, you guys, I'm telling you, that I've been talking to you about RivalFlow, it's producing the results. It's producing these results. This is what I see. This is what is on my shirt. It's the real deal. Let's see. So, boom. Okay, so even these sort of, like 25. Let's look at. We could just be looking at other metrics if we want to as well, right? We don't have to be looking at these metrics. The impressions. It's just it smooths things out, right? Like ultimately, the thing that matters is clicks, right? And the bigger the keyword is, and the bigger the traction is, this is really what we want to be looking at. You can scroll down and kind of see that click growth. You can see the position growth, and even on the middling ones, even on the things that aren't our best possible outcomes, they're good, right? So let's keep looking. Now let's look at the overall count, right? Oh, this is that same one. When you're doing 787, I guess you're going to show up more than once. Let's find somebody else. Hey, look at that. Let's look at this overall. 55. Look at that, right? And this one here. Oh, so here's not a great outcome. I mean, it's better than over here, right? But it's what we look at is we're like, oh, it went up and went down, but it went up and then it went down to a higher point than it was over here. Keyword gains, right? Oh, I was showing you the whole account, but let's look at this one. Cool. Let's look at the whole account. 201 of these. Maybe if I keep digging, I'll find something terrible. Hey, look. There's one that might be our fault. I don't really know. I mean, honestly, in a way, this kind of looks like we might have actually given it a revival on something that was kind of going down. But the revival didn't really pay off ultimately. I can't really say for sure what's going on here. I can guarantee you that if I see something like this, I do dig into it. But usually there's actually nothing there. I haven't. What's interesting is I haven't run into these tonight where we get 301s. Maybe I have, and I just haven't noticed. I haven't dug into them. But oftentimes when we have something that actually tanks, which isn't super common, but I've seen things that go to nothing, and those ones are typically 301s. I saw a lot of them once on one account, and I was like, oh my god, we ruined something. But I mean, you see here, this account, we're actually just kind of crushing it in every way. And then there's a couple of them at the back that, I mean, well, we could dig into it more. It can just be maximum skepticism. Yeah, this is more typical of what we would see, is the drop actually occurring, and then we do something, and unfortunately it doesn't do enough. But the story isn't completely told on this. I've seen these, you've seen these tonight or today, where we'll wind up with this thing in the end, making a rebound. Sometimes it takes time, sometimes it happens immediately, but fairly often you get to see this return that you see on my shirt. Let's go look at something else. It was just kind of a weird chart, right? So sometimes, that happens. This is just what it is. I don't know that we had any real impact on anything that's actually going on here. But you could call this one our fault or something. You know, not everything is perfect. But also some things just don't tell a story. Here's the overall story for this overall account. We know the story for this account. I think what I'll do next. Okay, here's one that's basically. Okay, we would think of this as basically flat, right? But the gain is actually dwarfed by this stuff, right? So what we actually see is a level here that's in like sort of like peaking out in like sort of the 650, 700 range, and then on the other side here, it's peaking out in the 800, 900 range, even maybe pushing 1,000, right? So even though this looks flat, it's actually like a 30% gain, you know? So what I think I'm going to do next is, you know, we're probably going to produce. So the marketing team, we're going to Brighton, and the marketing team has been producing a like some screenshots of some of these things, right? And I think that I will find those screenshots, and then I will do like sort of a behind the scenes look on all those, right? So I'm going to find kind of our best ofs or whatever, the ones that you would want to like use in marketing material that we will wind up using in our marketing material, and I'll give you behind the scenes. Like I'll show you the actual real data there, and then we'll drill into those individual accounts and see what those ones look like. Rather than, I mean, I think I've got some pretty good. I mean, I want to keep kind of like live streaming this, if you will. I just want to keep concatenating myself together, just like here is as much digging as I can possibly do for you. You know, but I feel like I might be starting to repeat myself, and I don't want to. Do that. So here's another win. Boom, 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 boom. Right? Higher level at the end. We got the boost in here. So you know, occasionally we see this, right? Sometimes we get this boost, but then look, we're settling down to a higher level, and that higher level is again, you know, like 50% gain, 60% gain, right? We're looking at 650 going up to like 800, 900, you know. After a nice boost, and you can, you know, obviously keep, you know, here's this account. Another win. Different account, cool. I mean, if you want, we can go pretty deep. Good results. Keep looking. Oh, okay, here's a, you know, I mean, is it a win? It's a 0 to a something win, right? I mean, it's like, you know, I wonder what we did for this account. Oh, that's the only thing they tried. They should have probably done more. Okay, here we go. Here's another win. I feel like I've seen this account. You know, the active ones in a particular period are pretty active. It's not, it's, you know, that's why I should probably slide around, because generally people are going to be committing these things at similar times. I could sort in a different way. Like I'm just sorted by date and time. So like, it's not that surprising that you would find people like committing all their projects all at once. So seeing the same things back to back doesn't mean I'm doing some kind of weird sampling thing. It literally means that I'm just sorting by the timestamp, right, or by the date, and I wanted to do that just so that we're not like, so that I have no idea what's coming next, right? But yeah, so I think that I will cut now. I'm going to try to dig up exactly what the marketing team would be using, and for like a slideshow, and then I'm going to dig into those, and so it'll be a bit of a best of, but I'm going to drill into those and let you see what that looks like. All right, so now what I want to do is show you the behind the scenes on kind of like the marketing screenshots that we probably will have. I know that we're going to Brighton, and at our booth at Brighton, we're going to have a slideshow showing our actual results playing at our booth, and so these are the URLs that I got from the marketing team, and I kind of like just made the simpler link here, so that also so that I can use my face to cover up the side here, and I'm gonna just like launch all these at once, and and then we'll be able to go through them in rapid succession. And I'm gonna drill into these individual accounts. Hopefully I don't crash our servers as I launch all these things, but let's see what happens. All right, cool. So here's a good one. Drill into this account. Oh, this is the only one that they did. They should have done more. All right, well, let's look at the next one. Good look. Let's have a look at their account. Look at that. Lots and lots of results. Real good stuff. I mean, jeez, right? We're pretty deep. Let's go deep. Okay, so we're like, I mean, these are actually also pretty recent. Look, October 20th. And so we're 250 in. Let's look at their worst result here, right? Their worst one. It's always scary. I don't know what I'm going to see. Okay, so this is, I mean, maybe us. It seems to be going down and we're just kind of not saving it, right? Like, this is on the decline on the way in. And it's not one of these. It's just, yeah, and we didn't save it, unfortunately. But of course, we created a ton of value for these guys, right? Obviously, like lots of value. And we just weren't able to save that one. It's very likely that if I look into some of these that you would find things that are coming down and that we're actually able to return them up. Let's have a look at the next one. Beautiful, like, right? Like, let's have a look. Perfect. I mean, there's a ton of value for these people, right? Like, this is great. I love this. This is so amazing. And let's have a look at, I mean, we look at the worst one. You know, and then this one, maybe we're, you know, causing this or not. I don't know. This is a small numbers thing, right? It's a very small number of impressions, small number of keywords. Everything's really small. It's hard to say what's what there. Beautiful. Let's look at the account. Oh no! Come on, you guys. You gotta get these. You gotta keep going. Keep going. Do more. All right, here we go. Whoops. Let's boom, boom, boom. Love it. Let's look at the account. Lots of wins. Couple of losses. I mean, look at that ratio though, right? Like everything's good. I mean, but I'm willing to dig into these worst case scenarios. And you see, like everything was bad. All you know, like the drop came before they came to us. And ultimately, look at this, right? Boom. Lots of wins. Tiny number of losses. Probably the worst case scenario isn't too bad, right? Boom. This is your RivalFlow. This is your RivalFlow. Boom. Right? Okay, oh, let's see. See what we're dealing with. I haven't seen... I mean, I obviously have no idea, you guys. I have no idea. Okay, so... You know, like the thing is that you see these things that... And I'll take responsibility for this, but it's like, realistically, this is on the way down. Like, you're not seeing this, right? Like, that's not... Like, those just don't exist. You do see these, right? And... I feel like I should take responsibility for the losses and the gains, but I think that we're just producing net positive outcomes across the board for all of our customers. By the way, I want you to keep in mind that these customers, this isn't like an opted-in situation. We didn't like, I'm not like building a white paper for anybody. This is just a random sampling of people that connected their Google Search Console that's completely anonymized, right? This is our average customer. This is like anybody, not technical, there's no qualifications. There's no like particular type of website. This could be an e-commerce company. This could be a lawyer. This could be a doctor. This could be a local company. It could be anything, right? The people that I'm showing you are representative of the results that you should expect, right? I'm not filtering it at all. Here's a good win. Let's look at the actual account. Okay, look, this isn't great, right? So like, I don't know what I see, but I'm gonna YOLO it in, right? Like, okay, so here we go. It feels so dangerous, you guys. It feels so dangerous to do this, to just like, but like, I'm building confidence as I go. Like I'm doing this like live, and like I could be doing, it's a recorded video, but I'm not gonna like re-record this. The thing is that all of the loss that's represented here is actually happened before they came to us. And so ultimately the downside is we just weren't able to like revive this, but I guarantee that we revived other things for them. Big win, big glorious win, right? Was this the same customer? Same customer, different page, same customer, different page. Sweet, there's your RivalFlow. I didn't even realize that I've made up this thing called the shape of this is a RivalFlow. Let's go deep, okay? So let's find you guys, all these are wins, and I'm just seeking out the things that aren't wins for you, right? Like just to play the devil's advocate. Who does this? Look, I was like, oh no. I thought we were gonna see one where it tanked, but it tanked before, right? It tanked before, and look, boom. I'm not like mic dropping in the sense that I am I don't want to come across as I've solved I'm cocky or something, right? I'm stoked to solve these people's problems. To be able to provide this kind of value in the world is my life's goal, right? I can't believe how good this thing works. And the crazy thing is we've got customers, but this thing should be the biggest product in the world right now. We're crushing results for everybody, right? Let's go. Boom, boom, chicka, right? Let's go. Here we go. Oh, this is the same customer, so we've already seen this one. Okay, okay, but this is another one of those cases where actually this looks like a reversion back down, but this level here is higher than this level here. It's not that huge of a gain, and this is a small sample, but it's a gain. It's still a gain. Even the ones that are medium are actually gains. Here's the account. You've seen this account, right? This one goes deep. This has got a lot of success. Boom, there's your RivalFlow. Boom. And this is most likely a second dip, right? So this is most likely them actually publishing again. This happens, and I told you that it's we only draw the one line and per chart, but this same page could show up again in our results. And they should have done more, right? It's unfortunate. Should have done more. Let's have a look. Oh, hey, look. Okay. So here's the first time that I've seen this all night. This could be us screwing up, right? Let me see if I can figure that out. Now, what I have to do is I have to pause. I'm going to make a cut here. Wait, I'm going to come back to this. I'm going to go through the rest of them, and I'm going to come back to this one, and then I'm going to figure out why this happened, okay? Because I'm going to tell you that near 100% of the time that I've seen this happen, it winds up being a 301 redirect. When we go from here to 0, it's usually 301. I've seen 404s, but it's usually that they just changed the URL. It's kind of a while ago, so it's reasonably plausible that that's what happened. Because we have a decent amount of history on it. So I'm going to finish some, and then I'll come back to this one, and then we'll see if I can get to the root cause of that. That way I don't have to cut here, so that you can see that I'm still running right through these. Boom. Let's look. Okay, this was right here, right? Okay, so I want to make sure that I can get back to it. Cool. Looking good. More wins. This is the same customer. So it's not that surprising that we would have the same customer have multiple screenshots. Some people are having good successes over and over again. It does make sense that when we're picking the best ofs, that they do come from the same customer. So this isn't a random. This is a bit less of a random sampling. It's not a random sampling. I'm picking the best screenshots that our marketing team is going to be showing. Oh, but you can see that they're kind of coming from the same time frame because I grabbed those first 20 or so. Anyway, yeah, good wins. I think I am going to pause now. I don't want to lose track of this one loss, okay? Because I'm going to just pause, and then what I'm going to do when I pause is I'm going to unblur this, and I'm going to look and see what the deal is with the URL. And unfortunately, in this case, whatever happens, I'm just going to tell you what the truth is, okay? Here we go. Okay, so I had to like resize my recording window in order to show you the 301 redirect. And what I'm going to do is we'll just blur the whole thing out in post production, and but you'll be able to see. So here we are on this thing, right? Like this is that was our terminal drop, right? This is the bad one. And so I'm going to click on this thing, and what you're going to see is the 301. So there it is. There's your 301. In case you want to know, there it is. And that's what causes that kind of a catastrophic drop. Like it causes my heart to flutter, but like 99% of the time, that's what I've seen. All right, that was harrowing, but let's get back into it. So I like to have as few cuts in this as possible because, you know, we're not editing it, right? Like this is live, and you know, but really I have to like, I guess if I see that again, I'll do the redirect live. I just didn't really think of that, like that we could just do it in post. Here we go. I mean, that's the thing is I don't want to do things in post. I don't want to edit this video at all. So here's a win. Let's go. Right. Oh, we've seen this account. They're winners. Big wins. Big wins. Let's see. Oh, this is a similar customer. You know, it's all in the same time frame. Like people closing their writing projects at similar times. You see how this is in May. It has to do with when I ran this. So maybe we should just grab another set of these, kill all these, and try to remember where this came from, and we'll open up a whole new group. Maybe I'll even move down a little ways just so that we're not seeing the same set of customers. I'll see if I can get a bigger set here too. How about that? I don't know how many it'll allow me to launch at once, and we're probably again gonna. Oh, look at that! There's a limit. I kind of knew that there was a limit, but I thought that maybe it would be. Try it again. I mean, I don't know. Like, again, you guys, like, whenever you are convinced, right? I'm just going to keep doing this stuff, but until you are convinced, keep watching, right? And the moment that you're convinced, just go out and do this stuff yourself, right? Like, honestly, RivalFlow, I see this every day. Everybody is winning. Like, but not everybody, you know, that's not everybody that signs up for RivalFlow actually uses RivalFlow. A lot of people, I think, get like, you know, caught up in like, is it going to work? And that's the whole point, is I want to show you that it does work, and it does work consistently for basically everybody, right? That's the shape of this chart. That's the shape of our logo. This is RivalFlow. This is RivalFlow, right? And boom. Every single one of their results, they should have done more, right? These guys should have done more. They're just crushing it. Look at this, 144. Like, look at the clicks. Those are gains, like big gains. Boom. There's your RivalFlow. These guys again. They're crushing it, right? Look at this. Okay, so oh no, look, it falls off, right? But look, here we are going from you know, a small number to a big number. We're actually, this is a 2x win. Boom. Let's go. There's your RivalFlow. Boom. This is big. This is a big deal right here. This might be, no, look at that. Brand new, different account. Look at this. Look at these wins. Those are huge. Those are big gains. Let's look at their worst loss. Happened before us, right? So they're hoping for us to revive, and maybe we eventually did. Maybe this is us. Maybe this is a little mini RivalFlow. But anyway, like their wins out. Yeah, that first of all, that wasn't ours. That we didn't cause that loss. But all these things are wins, right? There's your RivalFlow. Let's look at the whole account. All wins. Oh wait. Oh. Let's look at their worst loss. It happened before us. So the drop happened before RivalFlow. They came to us because they had a drop. Here's gains. Yeah. Do I take credit for this one? No. I mean, no. That's just us not screwing something up that's going in a good direction, and maybe we're contributing to that. Maybe we're contributing to that. There's your RivalFlow. That's us, for sure. Big wins, big wins, big wins, right? There's your RivalFlow. Big wins across the board. Boom. Let's look at this overall. Guys, I love doing this. This brings me so much satisfaction. There's your RivalFlow. Oh, look. Okay, this one's great. This one's even better because this is actually a relatively meaningful decline, right? So they've got a loss in traffic, you know, like it's coming down, and then they plug in RivalFlow, and then ka-chow, right? Just like, God, love it. I love it so much. I love this cause and effect. It's so good. Okay, so look at all these wins. Here's, oh, we've seen this customer. That was weird. My face just froze. Like my camera software just like anyway. I stopped being visible for this. Anyway, here I am. So here we are again. So boom, here we go. Let's look at this client. Look at the customer. Looks good. Looks good. I think we've maybe seen this one. All right. We've seen this customer. Oh wait. Sorry, I'm right here. Here we go. Boom. Love to see it. Here we go. Different customer, right? So good. Look at all these wins. More wins. And okay, so we got so this is great. So we got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we got 48 out of 55 that are all gains, right? 48 out of 55, and then let's see what their worst loss is. Obviously, it's not a big issue actually, but let's see what it looks like. Yeah, I mean, so here again, this is mostly stuff that happened. Like the difference is really here. I mean, you know, you guys, I am focusing on impressions, and I want you to understand that, I realize that impressions are something like a vanity metric. Ultimately, what we care about is clicks. We can sort by clicks. We got a lot of click gains, right? Everything's up and to the right. Here we go. One more. Or actually, there's 2 more. But boom, there's your RivalFlow. See what we got here. Maybe big. This is that 139 customer again. I mean, this is what happens, right? When we're in the same time frame, we get a lot of the duplicate, a lot of the same customer, different projects, but they're just committing them all at the same time or whatever. So here we go. Maybe it's a double. Could be a double RivalFlow. Maybe. Let's have a look. Different customer, right? Okay. Oh, this could be bad. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, so if anything, right? Okay, so obviously all the loss actually came before us, and maybe somehow we're hypothetically responsible for that. I mean, if I'm going to take credit for things that go up and to the right, maybe we should be credited, but it's not clear, right? If anything, like here we got this, right? But I mean, I don't think that we probably caused this. You guys look at the mountain of evidence. The mountain of evidence is that we do only good things. Of course, if the customer suspects that this is us, then just roll it back, right? Just roll it back. Like all the modifications that we make are like totally mutable. But like again, you got like lots and lots and lots of wins. A couple of these losses. Let's look at these other ones. Why not? I'm a glutton for punishment. I'm a glutton for hypothetical punishment. So like again. We got most of that, the difference in these things comes before they come to us. And then we're probably making a positive impact, or, I don't really know exactly what this is, but, I'm just being as transparent as I possibly can be here. You can be the judge yourself. All right. So that's that. I'm going to run these last few, and then I think I've kind of run the course of what I can do with showing you as much proof as I possibly can. Let's let me right click on this. And oh shoot, hold on, I need to close this group so we don't get mixed up. All right, open links, let's go. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got. Okay, boom. So now these are more recent, right? So we're looking at recent stuff. So we're not going to have quite as much statistical data, but bam, look at that. Boom. This is like 2 weeks ago. Okay. So instantaneous wins right off the bat. Let's see what else we got. Okay, so there's a lot of things pending here. A lot of wins already. Interestingly, they're not getting the wins on the clicks. I suspect. Actually, it looks more like that's not really a loss on clicks. I think that when we, over time, this is the problem with clicks, right? This is the reason that I look at impressions and keywords is because impressions and keywords are going to come first, and the clicks are going to follow. And so this is going to give us kind of a bit of a small numbers sampling error, right? Because to me, this does not look like an issue. It doesn't look exactly like this, but I believe that this will follow. I mean, generally speaking, you've seen it, I've seen it. I know what it looks like. You know what it looks like. Let's look at the next one. Oh, am I out of order? Oh, interesting. Yeah, so here, it's weird. This one appeared first on my list, but now it's okay. Here we go. So there we go. Boom. I mean, am I exaggerating that? Maybe the boom is here, but I'll take that boom. That's a near doubling boom. This is a 20. This is 20. This is 40. Okay, that's impressions again. All right, let's look at the next one. Oh yeah, guys, this is great. Look at this. Look at this. That's a 5x, right? And then what does it settle down to? I mean, in the end, we're at 2x, right? So we boom, right? Love it, love it. Let's have a look at the what else we got? Okay. So this is a customer, lots of wins. Let's go and look at their worst loss. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got 40 out of 48 wins. And then let's look at the worst loss. And obviously these losses aren't really very big relative to the wins. And that could be us. It's a very small numbers thing, right? This is a very small thing. You know, I don't know. I don't think that this is probably, it could be. This could be some kind of an edit that didn't go right. Yeah, I mean, this could be a thing. They might want to roll this back. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, you know, you're getting like way more wins, way more wins, right? So like it's, you know, you modified the page, maybe that happened. Here's a big win. Look at that. I mean, come on, guys. Here's your RivalFlow. This is literally it right here, right? That's what we do. That's what we do. Okay, let's go. All right, we've already seen this one. So here's, oh, this is one of my favorites. Aren't these great, right? You're coming down. You got a customer that's coming in, and their thing is tanked. They come to us, and this is what happens. God, I love it. Oh God, I love it. I hope we're all celebrating together. It's like, here we go. All right, look at this. Okay, this is great. Okay, boom. So we're taking something that's already on the rise and we're giving it an extra boost, right? Like, this is how it's supposed to be. This is how SEO works. Again, kind of a similar thing. Oh, I didn't look at that website. Okay, look there. There we go. All wins all day, right? These guys need to do more. Okay, all right. This is actually what I expect to happen, by the way. I expect to have to wait this long. I expect to have to wait like 10 days. We have a 10-day guarantee, right? And like, if I'm taking bets, and if I were to tell you, look, pay me $1,000, I'll give you $10,000 if I'm wrong, I would be winning that bet. Okay, right? Like we should make that kind of a guarantee. You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first. You sign up for $1,000 a month, $1,000 a year subscription or whatever, and if we're wrong, I'll give you $10,000. I'm not really making that guarantee. I should. Why am I not making that guarantee? I'm making that guarantee. Go for it. Like bet me on this. You're gonna win. It's gonna work. Oh, we should make that guarantee. I mean, the numbers are backing me up. Boom. This might be the same customer. Nope, different customer. I mean, come on. That and that, what I just showed you, aren't the same. They're just that similar. They're that, like, we're doing that predictably good. Look at that. Look at that. It's perfection. Look, guys, this is an account. It's an account. It has no losses. I want to know who this is. This is so good. Look at that. Like, no losses. Everything's wins. I mean, do we even lose anything on anything? No metric. Not a single metric is a loss. Not a single metric is a loss. Come on. Give me your money. Yes, it's free. Here we go. Okay, look at this. Okay, so, you know, frankly, I'm going to say to you that I will bet money that if I look in the database that they actually published this day. But you know what? If they didn't, we still got it. And that's their only one. They got to do more. Here we go. Here's your RivalFlow. Here's your page that's already gaining, and then here's us amplifying your gains. That's what it is. We're amplifying. We're taking the wave that Google's giving you, and like helping you ride that wave. Right? We're not going to swim against it. We're going to amplify what you're doing, and that is what I say in every dang video that I ever do. And that's why this thing looks like this, and that's why this looks like this, and that's why I call that a RivalFlow. God, I'm like eating my own Kool-Aid, guys. This thing is amazing. Look at this. It's like midnight. Like my face froze. I went and watched the Tyson Jake Paul fight, right? And so I'm coming back to this because I need to get it done because I said that I would live stream it, but like the face freezing thing, I come back, watch the fight, come back. Here we go. All right, so let's look at this. Oh, see, remember how when we were looking at July and we were doing a good job? And now we're doing better. We have accounts that are like perfect, right? Like, love it. This is so good. Boom, guys. Boom. So look, I'm going through these ones here where, like these would be our marketing materials. But what you're seeing, and the reason that I'm drilling into them is that this is the real deal, right? Like this is like, we're not cherry picking. These are like, to some extent, when we're trying to show you the best story, we're trying to like visualize what is actually happening. Oh no, the camera's gonna like now start following me. Hold up. Okay, so we're cherry picking like the things that tell the story about what RivalFlow really does and like matches the chart and all that. But that's actually what realistically happens most of the time. Okay, let's look at their worst one. Yeah, it all happened before us, right? So there you go. It's like we do no harm. First, do no harm. Oh my God. Here we go. Boom. I could do this for the rest of my life. I just hope that at some point you realize that I have no idea what's going to happen next, and that there's no way going through these things this fast that I could possibly. Oh, look at that. They got some bad results. Yeah. See, right? Okay. This isn't great. Let's see what happened. I don't know. Maybe we did that. Maybe that's us. I have no idea. Let's see. Let's see if there's something like broadly going on this one. I don't know, guys. That could be a problem. I wonder if they have. I mean, I generally don't think. I wonder if they're doing something. This is a. Ugh, what the heck? I kind of need to look into this one. It's like. Oh, hold on. It's funny because I was just talking about like I have no idea what I'm going to stumble upon, and so this one is all day. I've been going through this. I have never found an account that's quite like this. I suspect that something has happened that isn't our doing, but I haven't seen this one before. I mean, obviously I haven't. What I mean is normally I will see these kinds of accounts right away. They did have some wins, right? So they got some gains, but they got some serious losses. I've never seen this. Okay, let's maybe a read. Okay, so what I'm gonna need to do is I'm gonna need to do some research on this one. I mean, I have 2 more sites total. 2 more total. All right, so I'm gonna finish the sites, and then I'm gonna come back to this guy and see if I can figure out what's going on. But here we go. So we got like another win. Boom, 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 boom. Right. I'm just like my mind is like I got to see what's up with that one. All right, so we got this win. Let's see what this one is. Okay. I mean, this one's clearly like on the decline in a sense before it gets to us, but oh boy, I don't like to see that. Like, haven't seen it all night. Now I've got them 2 in a row. This is nothing. This is nothing. All these other losses are no big deal, and we got these big gains, right? So there's, I guess now I have 2 losses that I need to have a look at, and I will do that. I'll get right into that, and so here we go. Boom, right? Love this, and lots and lots of wins. Oh, this is our 40 whatever out of 48. The same customer. There's another win, small one. Okay, so now I need to go and I need to figure this one out and see. No, not this one. Where was it? Is it this one? This one? Yes, this one. Right? Was it just this one? No, we had another one. It's this, isn't it? Is it this? No. Where'd it go, you guys? It was like right here. Was that the one? Wasn't this? Was it this one? Maybe it was this one that I was looking at, right? Okay, so I'm gonna probably need to pause and figure out what this one is, yeah, I'm gonna pause and figure out what this one is because I can't really just. I don't think this is like a 301. It's clearly not. I'm gonna figure out what it is and then I'll update you. But we made it all the way through all of these other ones, right? So everything that I wanted to show you, and then in the very end, like the final hour, like the final like two things, like I have to now look into, and those are the only ones that I found all night that had like some kind of actual drop that might be caused by us. Of course, the first one that I found was the 301. Every time that I dig into this, except for like a very small fraction, like I mean, it feels like it's like something in the high 90 something percent. I don't want to say 99% because it's cliche, but I'm telling you, I look at things, I dig into them, I like do like before and after comparisons to see if they even actually used our things. It's really common for there to have been some kind of a technical update. Like it's very often the case that somebody will have like changed their page title, or they will have installed like some kind of software, and there's like just a crap load of changes that all happened at once, and it winds up being like not actually the like we're very rarely been the root cause. I've seen it only with a set of specific bugs where we had some H1 and H2, some H2 and H3 tags getting swapped, like basically because people were just pasting things directly in, and our markdown was off. But anyway, you've seen a lot, and I'm gonna be back. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I did some digging, and here's the thing: is that sometimes what happens is that people will, customers will, they want to improve their existing content, so they're gonna try multiple things all at once, and that's what happened here, right? So you can see that all of these things are all these writing projects were published between October 6th and October 4th. And so Ahrefs has this amazing product tool called it's kind of like the Wayback Machine. You can actually just go back and see you can compare 2 points in time. So I can look back at this time frame and see like what happened in like the JavaScript, like the HTML of their page, see exactly what happened. And there's a thing that happens pretty often, but first of all, let me just show you what happened overall to the overall performance of their site. So if there's anywhere on here where you can see their site, we're going to blur that out. I don't think that there is, but here we go. Here's what it was. Here's where the traffic was on October 2nd, and then it kind of like goes down like pretty precipitously right here. Somehow their whole site tanked, and so that's what you're seeing is realistically. Well, I mean, actually, you could blame it on us. But it's not us. What happened is that they installed a WordPress plugin called Rank Math, and I've seen this pretty often. Actually, I'm not really like a let me trash talk somebody else's product kind of guy. I just gave you an ovation for an Ahrefs tool, right? But this happens pretty often. RivalFlow will not mess up your site. RivalFlow, you've seen me give you about as transparent of of a demo of like a insight into our customers' data. You can see everything. I've run into this one thing, right? We had the 301 earlier, and this is another case, right? Sometimes people install WordPress plugins, and those WordPress plugins end up tanking the entire site. Everybody, and I think that product, I'm not really super familiar with it, but it's been a problem before. I've seen this many times. Customers will be like, oh, something happened, blah, blah, blah. And we look, and really they didn't do a whole lot of our recommendations. But then I see this Rank Math plugin, and I'm like, oh, it's the Rank Math plugin for sure. Because it happened to all the rest of their pages too. Like we couldn't possibly have tanked every one of their pages. Like, by the way, they've got lots of pages on their site, and they all tanked, right? That's the thing. The whole site tanked. And the thing is that we only did things on these pages, but all the rest of the pages on their site also tanked, and it has to do with that site-wide install of that particular product. So I want to end on a good note. Because that's kind of, this is a big celebration, right? Like, I want you guys to understand. I was going through these things, and I did not know what I was going to run into, right? And you saw, like I got all the way through, like, I don't know, 100 customer, I don't know how many we went through, like a lot. And then at the very last hour, the very last minute, I run into this one, and I completely wasn't expecting it. And it turns out that it was not our fault. And but I don't want to end this whole thing, this whole telethon of glory, kind of telling you that like there's a product that you shouldn't, but you probably shouldn't use that product. But let's just do something else. Let's YOLO something. Let's have a look at one last thing. And this is the very first writing project ever connected to Google Search Console. So let's have a look at it and see what it looks like. Let's do it. Boom! There we go. There's the last one for you. There's your RivalFlow. Let's have a look and see what. Oh, look at that. Wins all across the board. We got a couple of, keyword losses, but overall, look at those click gains, right? Gotta love it. All right, guys, I'm going to do more of these. I can even live stream these at some point, but I hope that I've given you I feel like this is going to cut together to be like an hour. I guarantee you all didn't watch all of this. If you did, you're amazing. And I hope that I've proven to you my sincerity and the transparency, and I just want everybody to I love building these things, and it's really a joy to me to actually have produced something that creates this kind of absolutely provable results, right? It's like cause and effect, and it's beautiful. So I hope you love it as much as we love building it for you. Have a great one.